Hey neighbors, and welcome back to the Curls and Commentary channel. I'm very excited about today's video, babes, because I have spent a lot of time over the last couple videos talking about what I'm not doing, what I am doing, my plan, my new routine, all the things. And so I figured, what better way to get things crack-a-lackin' than to jump into the real thing. So today we're gonna be going through my kind of step-by-step routine once I'm out of the shower, styling, preparing to style, detangling, bonnet drying, all of the things. And of course, we'll go through my, final results and how I achieve my twist out. But before we do, I did want to say I kind of am ready to get back into another real-time chat and maybe go live with you all. So I'm thinking this Saturday, January 24th at, let's call it 2 p.m. babes. 2 p.m. is a good time. If you're around and you want to hang out, we can do an Ask Me Anything, or we can do some Q&A, or we can just kind of chat if you're washing your hair, whatever. If not, and you want to catch the replay, you can still be a part of it. You can drop your questions down below in the comment section, or if there's something you want to know, whatever. It doesn't have to be hair related, of course, if most of the questions are probably going to be hair related, but we can kind of talk about anything, and I will definitely do my best to answer your questions during the live stream. So yeah, y'all, just wanted to say that really quick and, get excited because the last live that I did on the channel, and my first live, was for my birthday this past year. So me and my bestie came on and we went through my birthday haul and all the products that I got and stuff, and that was really cool. But it was a little bit more impromptu because it was just like the day before I was like, hey, you're going live tomorrow. So hopefully this being at least a few days in advance will give you guys a chance to jump on if you're free this Saturday. But yes, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this hair. So first and foremost, today I cleansed with the OGX Bond Repair shampoo, and I've been using this sort of like every other wash day as my reconstructor, maybe trying to get some of the bonds a little bit more strengthened or whatever. Honestly, I think that it's doing okay. Of course, I'm a high slip girl, so I'm missing the honey cream, if I'm gonna be very honest with you, but I'm still going strong without it so far. As far as this shampoo, I don't think that it would be a rebuy. I really think it's just, it's giving Ecclesiastes. There's a time for this and there's a time for that. This is the time for the OGX Bond Repair, but that time will come to an end eventually, okay? So anyway, babes, after I did my shampooing, I just kind of went in with a conditioner cocktail. I have a little bit left of different conditioners and masks and stuff like that, and I just like to mix them together and use them, and I kind of get the best of what is left, and whatever is not so good kind of gets, camouflaged by the other masks and deep treatments, so it all worked out together. And then last but not least, I followed up with the Pattern Moisture Milk, and that's what I'm using as my leave-in conditioner. And guys, what I have to say, this feels so good now that my hair is fully squeaky clean. Something about product buildup is so debilitating to the strands and me as a person, and it just feels really good to be back in the spot where I can feel my products working. I can feel the moisture, the slip, like everything feels enhanced, and that's just because my hair is actually clean and not weighed down. So anyway, babes, here's what I have going on. The plastic cap. So I am about to do a few things. The first thing is going to be just simply detangling. And once I detangle my entire head, I will put my hair into some bubble sections and then go under the bonnet dryer for 10 minutes or so. After the bonnet dryer, I will go in and apply my cream. And today I'm gonna just do good old faithful. I know I have the texture ID and I want to revisit it, but I'm gonna just do the TGIN buttercream for today, go with something I know, and then I'll get into the newbies and stuff like that in some other videos. But anyway, I'll apply my cream, get to twisting and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and get started, and I'll be back via voiceover to show you guys my process. What's up, y'all? Voiceover Junie clocking in, and baby, that hair was very much so giving, you know very well what you are. ha 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 ha. You're my sugar thing, my chocolate star. That thing was juicy fruit, okay? Listen, baby. Y'all, since making these changes in my hair routine, my strands have been transformed, okay? It's giving Romans 12 too. My mind has been renewed, amen? Because I've just embraced certain things about my hair. I've allowed myself to just accept the moisture cycle that I have. And girl, when I say I have not experienced dry hair and super crazy tangled crunchy hair since I've switched over to washing my hair every 3 to 5 days, I'm so serious. But anyway, babes, let's get to matching the voiceover with what's happening on the screen, because clearly I'm not doing that. As you guys can see, though, I am detangling my hair. I'm just running through with this brush, and it's going through. It's sailing through. It's buttery, okay? Buttery smooth. And once I'm all done detangling, I just section my hair, as you see here. And I usually just use 2 hair ties, one closer to the roots and one closer to my ends. This, I've found so far, helps to get some even airflow while I'm using the bonnet dryer attachment, just so that my hair can get from wet to damp. And now I'm going in with the plastic cap over my roots because they dry out the quickest, especially under the bonnet dryer. And so that's it. It's not the cutest, babes, but it's functional. Moving on to applying my bonnet dryer cap. And y'all, when I say I be squeezing this hair in here sometimes, I'm glad I just have a little leave-in and water in my hair, because if I was doing like hair color or anything crazy, it would get all in here. But anyway, once I get things all nice and snug, I really just put a little towel around my neck to keep things nice and cool. And I sit under the bonnet dryer for about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, but today seemed a little shorter. All right, y'all, so I just spent like 5 minutes under the bonnet dryer and my hair feels very much so damp. I actually do feel like some of my ends are a little bit more dry than I was hoping for. So I'm still kind of trying to find a balance for the bonnet dryer. I think depending on how much I squeeze like water out of my hair in the shower before I put my leave-in in, like that kind of influences how long I should sit under the bonnet dryer. Because I feel like sometimes I do 15 minutes and it's still a little wet. Sometimes I do 10 and it feels perfect. Sometimes I do 10 and it feels dry. So I don't know. But today was 5. Today was 5 and the hair is feeling very moisturized and supple. I know it's probably hard to translate that through the camera, but the hair feels really good. So now it is time for me to part my hair. And I already kind of started, as you can see, but basically I'm gonna take all of my sections out, at least in the front, and get my sections, my parts a little bit more clean. And I am going to be making my middle part a bit shorter in the future, including today, because sometimes I feel like it goes a little too far back. So I'm going to shorten it a bit. And I am going to put a twist or a braid right somewhere in here, so that way the crown of my hair is not being, pulled too hard or taut, whatever. So that is kind of, I think, where I want my part, and that's where I'm gonna start both of my sections down to my ear. So here's one section, very easy. And guys, my routine has just been so great. I'm really enjoying it, and it just feels good to have some consistency. I feel like from wash day to wash day, I'm not wondering, how my hair is gonna come out. Even if my deep conditioner isn't the greatest, I find that my results, and as far as like how manageable my hair is very consistent from week to week. And I just love that for me. Now, I know I said I'm gonna go in with my buttercream, but I also think I'm gonna go over it with the mousse from TGIN, just because I feel like I want a little bit more hold, and I want a little bit more shine. So we're gonna see if I can get some hold and some shine. But got my buttercream here, and I'm gonna apply a pretty generous amount. Feels good. Feels really good. Definitely has got the slip, and I'm pleased. So now that I've done that, I am going to apply a little bit more onto my ends, and I'm gonna brush through maybe once or twice. Okay, 3 times, 4 times, just to smooth the hair out. And now it's time to section, and I section from top to bottom. I'm gonna twist pretty tightly at my roots. Oop, my sections are not even. So I pull pretty tight at my roots, and then I kind of loosen the grip. And when I get closer to halfway, I'll just go through with my brush. And that's really it, y'all. My new routine, I feel like it's just a lot more simple, especially with me styling on damp hair. So that's my first twist. Let me go ahead, do the rest of my head, and I'll be back when I get to these front sections, and then we're gonna do the mousse and all of that. What's up, you guys? Your girl is back and ready to do my final twist. It's been a nice styling session. I think I've been styling and twisting since 1:30, and it is almost 2:05. I think it's like 2:04, 2:03 right now. And wow, the girl has been sailing, okay? My detangling session was 20 minutes, and for my styling session to be going on like 30, 35, not bad. So anyway, here's what the hair is looking like, girl. Very soft and feeling amazing. So I'm going in with my buttercream and just smoothing this down. This stuff is smelling so good. Oh, and I didn't show you guys footage of me doing that middle twist, but you guys can see a little alfalfa twist, just to break it up so that my hair doesn't have a bust down part in the front and back. I know I haven't said that in a while. But yeah, so I'm just smoothing this down, and then I'm gonna put a little bit more on my ends, not too much. And I'll brush one more time. And I think I'm gonna twist this the other direction, because I kind of want to see if it helps the front lay. But we'll see. Kind of experimenting right now. So I guess away from my face. Oh, this is already feeling weird. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna get my brush it one more time just so everybody's in order on my ends, and give it a nice twirl. Hopefully this doesn't look weird when I take it out, because this is the only twist going in the other direction so that my hair is away from my face. But we'll see. So getting toward the end, and now that I've done this, I'm just gonna twirl it. I did get some breakage today, but if I'm being honest, I get breakage every wash day. Like, the fact that I'm brushing my hair is just manipulation, and it gives me breakage, even if I'm being gentle. So breakage is a part of the game for me as a fine strand girl. I could finger detangle, but I'd wind up with more breakage because I don't have that level of patience. I really don't. So anyway, guys, that completes my styling session. This is what the twists are looking like right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and blot off the extra product just because I am gonna be putting some mousse over this. I think in the future I'll try, you know, to just put the cream and see how it does by itself. But right now, if it ain't broke, don't break it. So let me go ahead and use my microfiber towel, and I'm just going to squeeze all of my twists to get any excess product out. That's that. Now it's time to go in with my TGIN Honey Whip Mousse. And after this, I'm gonna sit under the dryer for a bit and then just get my hair, you know, not so wet. Oof, I'm excited. Love this stuff. All right, so that's 4 pumps. I'm just gonna go through and kind of do everybody at once. And even though this stuff is like a light hold, I do notice that it makes a difference. This mousse is so nice because it's like really like fluffy. It's really nice. If you're like new to mousses or you need like an entry-level mousse, kind of like a no stress mousse just in case, this is definitely that for me. So that's it, y'all. Okay. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Even though this is the same routine that I've been doing for, I don't know, probably going on a month and some change now, it's still, you know, different because I'm using products, like new products with it kind of, because I did the African Pride Curl Smoothie for a minute, and then I used the Texture ID combo. So here we are, back to the basics with the buttercream. But yes, y'all, let me go ahead, put this under the bonnet dryer, and I'll be back when it's time to take these out in a couple of days. What's up, you guys? It's the next day, and it's time to take these twists out, babes. Very so excited. Sure, it works. I did get a chance to sit under the dryer a little longer yesterday before I went to bed. So this is what the hair is giving. Excited to see what it's, you know, giving. Anyway, so I got my Indian hemp grease. I guess my mouth is not ready to be recording because I'm like stumbling over my words, but it's fine. I'm gonna take the back of a nail's worth of grease and rub it on my hands, and I'm gonna start with this section. I suppose I should put my hair up so we can see what the end is gonna be, huh? I'm curious because I haven't used this combo in a while. I was on a hiatus. That's what the first two sections are looking like. Guys, I am really excited because in like, early February, I'm gonna be stretching my hair with the Rev Air again. Actually, no, end of January, I'm gonna be stretching my hair with the Rev Air because I'm gonna be wearing my hair stretched for my best friend's wedding. And I'm doing like a dry run for her bridal brunch. So I'm gonna basically do the twist out and then like stretch it like I typically would. It's gonna be a little different because I'm gonna like let my, you know, usually when I would do it before, I wouldn't really clump my hair, whereas now I focus on my hair being clumped. So the only difference will be I just won't let my hair dry all the way before taking it out. I will like let it be damp and then, you know, stretch it with the Rev Air. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out and have a little hang time. So I'm already noticing some frizzing, which is okay, but I might have to go in with stronger mousse reinforcements next time if I want to get a little bit more hold. So I don't know. I like the buttercream, I really do, but I definitely think, you know, it's more of a moisture cream. I don't know if it's really delivering on the definition, and I am desiring a bit more definition these days. So yeah, but as far as moisture is concerned, so far it feels pretty good. And once again, I'm only wearing my hair like in a twist out for, you know, 3 days max usually, and then I go ahead and wash it. It is separating overall easy, but this section in the back of my head is just very dense. So it's hard to get a good judgment of how it's gonna come out because the back of my head is just a little thicker. I get more frizz and stuff like that. But that's a decent pull that I'm doing. So yeah, let me go ahead, do the rest of my head, and I'll be back to talk final results. Oh, what's up, you guys? Your girl is back with the final look, and I have several thoughts. So first and foremost, I'm loving how my hair looks very dark. Really dark. I do actually have a little shine, which is nice. I'm not experiencing any flaking, and I do feel like my hair is very moisturized and soft to the touch, which leads me to what I kind of feel like is the downside here. This has been a hitter, okay, a winner for me. but I was wearing my hair fluffy and big and stretched with the Rev Air. So I did not need as much definition because my hair was stretched and elongated. So I didn't experience tangles because my hair was really long. But with my curls being short, you see these little frizz areas on the ends? Like some of them have it and some of them don't. That lack of consistency yields tangles, even in just 2 or 3 days of wear. So I could get away with this sort of halo frizz. This is real frizz in a lot of these spots. I could get away with that more if my hair was stretched and big and fluffy, but because it's not, babes, I really do think that wearing my hair shrunken and kind of just fresh out of a twist out is going to mean leaning toward creams that have defining properties, defining agents, and market toward defining. And I think the reason why I haven't dealt with this in the last month or so was because I was using the curl smoothie from African Pride, which gave me defined curls and is marketed to defining curls. So while I feel like I got a little less moisture with the African Pride, I feel like I got a little bit more definition, and not even a little bit, I got noticeable definition with that product. So I feel like this is probably going to be still good. I still enjoy it, but I kind of want to pivot to something that can give me a little more definition because I don't want to deal with frizzing and single strand knots and tangles and stuff. But I probably will revisit it because I just like it. And since I'm using new conditioners and stuff like that in this series, it's nice to have a go-to that I know, you know, how my hair is going to respond. But we'll see. I might try out a different cream in my stash or do a different combo just to switch things up because I feel like there's more, there's better on the horizon for me than what I got today. And I'm grateful because I have a lot of new products and different stylers and stuff that I can rotate between. So ultimately, this still served the purpose of showing you guys my updated routine and how my hair looks. I think it, like I said, I think it looks good. I like the volume. I think the shape is nice. But I feel like I've had better. I've had better, especially in the last few weeks. So yeah. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for riding with me in the last couple of videos. I know they've been kind of long and I've been real chatty, but hopefully it felt good to see some footage and me styling and stuff like that. And then also, you know, we're gearing up because we've got newbies and empties and conditioner chronicles coming to you. So stay tuned. And of course, we have the room tour coming. Like, I have a lot of content in the queue, babes, in the underbarrel. Okay, very much so excited. Last thing I'll say, because I don't want this to be misconstrued, this buttercream daily moisturizer is still the girl. Okay, still the girl. I just feel like using it and seeing how my hair looks, it tempts me to stretch my hair so much. Like, cause I know if I stretch it with the Rev Air, these results. And it's not to say that the long hair is, you know, the end all be all, but I think because I don't have the definition that I want in certain areas, it being stretched would really like level up, elevate the style. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna resist temptation. I'm gonna resist the devil so he can flee me. Not to say that me wanting stretched hair is the devil, but yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. I almost forgot. I will see y'all Saturday for this live. Bring your questions, bring a snack or something to drink or something like that, and we're gonna have a nice old time.